The Book of Job is a complex and thought-provoking text found in the Old Testament of the Bible. It is believed to have been written between the 6th and 4th centuries BC and is regarded as one of the oldest books in the Bible. The book is a poetic and philosophical exploration of human suffering, faith, and the nature of God. The central figure of the narrative is Job, a righteous and wealthy man who lives in the land of Uz. The opening verses of the book describe Job as a man who is blameless and upright, who fears God and turns away from evil. He is blessed with 7 sons, 3 daughters, and great wealth, including livestock and land. He is also known to be a respected and just leader in his community. However, Job's life takes a dramatic turn when Satan appears before God and challenges the integrity of Job's faith. Satan argues that Job's loyalty to God is only based on the blessings and protection he receives from him. God allows Satan to test Job by taking away all his possessions, his children, and eventually his health. Despite this immense suffering, Job remains faithful to God and does not curse him. His 3 friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar, come to offer him comfort and advice, but instead question whether his suffering is a result of sin and urge him to repent. Job maintains his innocence, and in a series of discussions with his friends and monologues, he grapples with the question of why God would allow such suffering to happen to him, a blameless and upright man. The book is divided into 3 main parts: the prologue, the dialogue, and the epilogue. In the prologue, we are given a glimpse of Job's life before his suffering. He is portrayed as a faithful and devout man who has everything one could wish for. The dialogue forms the bulk of the book and consists of Job's conversations with his friends and also with God. These discussions are filled with sorrow, anger, and confusion as Job struggles to make sense of his suffering and maintain his faith in God. His 3 friends, who initially come to offer comfort, soon begin to accuse him of wrongdoing and criticize his faith. They argue that God punishes the wicked and rewards the righteous, and thus, Job must have sinned to deserve such suffering. However, Job continues to protest his innocence, and his friends' accusations only add to his sense of despair and frustration. As the discussions between Job and his friends become more heated, Job directs his questions to God, demanding an audience with him to plead his case. In response, God speaks to Job out of a whirlwind and reveals his wisdom and power. God asks Job a series of questions that highlight his sovereignty and control over all creation, from the depths of the ocean to the skies above. Through this, God reminds Job of his majesty and that as mere mortals, we cannot fully comprehend his ways. The epilogue of the book reveals God's purpose in allowing Job to suffer. God rebukes Job's friends for their misguided attempts to explain his suffering and requires them to offer sacrifices for their wrongdoing. He also restores Job's wealth and blesses him with 10 more children. This conclusion shows that God is a just and merciful God who rewards those who remain faithful to him. The Book of Job is a profound exploration of the human condition and the nature of God. It challenges our understanding of the relationship between suffering and righteousness and the limitations of human wisdom. Through Job's story, the book also touches on universal themes such as the problem of evil, the sovereignty of God, and the fragility of human life. One of the key lessons in the Book of Job is the importance of staying faithful to God, even in the face of intense suffering. Job's unwavering trust in God, despite his difficult circumstances, is a testament to his strong faith and serves as an example for believers today. The book also teaches that human wisdom and understanding are limited, and we must trust in God's infinite wisdom, even when we do not understand his ways. The Book of Job serves as a reminder that suffering is a part of the human experience and that even the most righteous people are not exempt from it. It challenges us to examine our own views on suffering and to trust in God's goodness and plan, even in the midst of our own trials and tribulations. In conclusion, the Book of Job is a deeply moving and philosophical piece of literature that explores the universal human experience of suffering and the role of faith in navigating through it. It offers a powerful message of hope, resilience, and trust in God's sovereignty, which is still relevant to readers today.